Branding in 2024 and 2025 is not what it used to be 10 years ago. Branding and PR was only for billion-dollar organizations. Well, medium-sized businesses also work on PR and branding, but the billion-dollar companies really got the benefits of paid placement, of really nailing down their brand proposition. But in today's marketplace, with all the micro-marketing strategies and micro-influencers, small and medium-sized businesses cannot afford not to spend resources on their branding and not to do PR. Now, traditional PR was about placements on TV and radio stations, placements on newspapers and industrial magazines, but today's PR is a lot different than it used to be. Because micro-influencers now have millions of followers, and if there were only 10, 20 different channels in the 90s, now you have tens of thousands of different channels. So, as a marketer, as a business owner that's running a $10 million, $20 million, $100 million business, what are your realistic options for PR? What are your realistic options to really communicate the brand value of your organization? So today, I will break down why the value proposition of your brand is incredibly significant and why PR is not an option anymore for small and medium-sized businesses. 1, you have to have your infrastructure ready for growth. What that means is, if you're putting $10, $20, $30, $50,000 into PR or into marketing, you have to make sure that your lead management cycles are efficient so that you can track where those leads or sales are coming from. And then you have to make sure that your sales management cycles are incredibly optimized, because in today's competitive marketplace, where sales cycles are getting longer and longer and longer, when conversion rates are dropping, when cost per acquisition is skyrocketing, you cannot afford to not have the right infrastructure to track where you are making money from. Now, as the CEO or as the owner or as the director of your organization, you have your KPIs. You better start looking at micro KPIs. A CEO KPI is EBITDA or net profits. A micro KPI is how many people watch that specific message that you gave for 30, 45, or 60 seconds. A macro KPI is cost per acquisition. How much does it cost for you to get every single customer or every single lead or every single sale? A micro conversion could be, well, how much did I pay for 1,000 people to watch this video for 60 seconds or more? Now you could change these video view KPIs to how many people actually read a specific article or a paid placement that you have made, or how many micro-influencers shared your content. But at the end of the day, it's all about visibility and maximizing your brand exposure. So, if your option in the 90s and early 2000s was to pay money to get into a newspaper, pay money to get onto a TV channel, your options today are a lot more scalable, meaning you could be on a podcast with an expert on YouTube. You could have a 30-second bottom funnel offer that could be featured on Instagram account of a micro-influencer. If you sell any kind of electronics, you could be on Mashable magazine with a review of your electronic product. Or you could have a contest that would target tens of thousands of people, and you could define a user-generated content methodology to really expand the visibility of your brand or your specific product or service offering. In today's world, the options for PR are unlimited. So once you figure out your infrastructure and make sure that everything's trackable, the second step is really to nail down your ICP, your ideal customer profile. Who do you need to see that message? If you have a 30-second, 45-second, 60-second message that the masses need to see, what is that message? And who needs to see that message? What does that audience look like? How old are they? What do they like? Do they like luxury items? Are they more frugal? How much income do they make on an annual basis? If you are B2B, what kind of business owner are you looking for? How many employees do they have? In which part of the world do they exist? You really need to nail that down and look at your market. How many potential customers would you be able to go after if you did not have any limitations? That's the first question. The second question is, how fast can you scale? If I got you 1,000 leads tomorrow, would your sales team be able to manage all of that workload? Now, a lot of businesses do not think of these questions. As a matter of fact, they have no idea to even ask these questions, and the reason is they are complacent. They are kind of just autopiloting, not looking at what AI is doing, not looking at the advancements in technology, not looking at the different strategies of PR and marketing that we have access to today, because they are complacent. And that's why in the marketplace, you see a lot of medium and large-sized businesses going out of business. You see a lot of demand generation by smaller organizations, because smaller organizations can move faster than larger organizations, especially if they innovate or if they are intelligent about what their ICP is. So there's a huge shift in the marketplace in terms of who deserves the business and who simply just gets the business because they have been there long enough. Now, what PR allows you to do is it allows you to disrupt a specific industry. And the best way to disrupt a specific industry is to find your big, bad, and bold offer. What is it that you do better than everybody else on the planet? Why is your business so special? At Optimum 7, what we do is we take that question and we break down the answers to that question, and we come up with a framework, a methodology that allows you to communicate that to your ICP, to your ideal customer profile, to the masses in 60 seconds or less. In today's world, that's all the time you have. Even 60 seconds is too long, because we live in the age of 5-second TikTok videos. The attention span of the average business owner is simply just not there. So it's not only about showing up on CNN or Fox as a PR placement. It's not only about showing up on Harvard Review or Entrepreneur Magazine. It's not about having 1,000 micro-influencers share a video of you and you getting 10 million views. It's more about the angle and the concept of your value proposition. Nobody really buys a mattress. People buy a good night's sleep. Unless you can nail down your ICP and unless you can create this big, bad, bold offer, any kind of PR, any kind of paid media placement is useless. So after you really set up that infrastructure to be able to track everything, and after you nail down your ICP and your core value proposition, the next step is to create the content that you need. Now, content could be anything. It could be an article. It could be a case study. It could be a market research. It could be a 30-second video. It could be a 2-hour podcast. It could be 1,000 5-second short videos from that 2-hour podcast. It could be a slogan. It could be a blog post. It could be reviews from your clients. It could be reviews from your employees. Content is content. Once you nail down your infrastructure and the ICP, your only job is to communicate this content, these different levels of marketing material, these different perspectives, from different channels all the way to one outcome. Everybody flows into the same funnel. They might be coming in from different perspectives, ideas, offers, but everybody ends in the same place. And that is exactly what we do at Optimum 7.